Okay, so our first guest, beauty in that gorgeous red hair there, is actually a color expert and a design team for Ulta Beauty. She's based in the Atlanta area where she is a hairstylist working with Ulta. She's been featured in many publications, including Modern Salon, which everybody's heard of course. They were with me on the red carpet. She specializes in texture. Ah, good. So maybe you'll go for master hairstylist. Creativity and color is your passion. She's all about inspiring others, empowering others to look and feel their best every day, behind the chair and beyond. A delightful human being from the little time I've gotten to know her. Please welcome Laura Gunter to the show. Yay! Send her your love, folks. Send some love. And then our next talented artist, also on the Ulta Beauty Design team. So there's a theme here. Born and raised in Mexico City from 2010 to 2014, owned his own salon. And this is what I love. This proves how amazing it must be to work for Ulta, because this isn't the first time I heard it. And now you work with Ulta Salon. So amazing that you would go from ownership to this. That proves how incredible they are and inspiring. Now you live in Chicago, where you do runway shows, social media, beauty events, stage presentations. I'm out of breath saying it. Photo shoots, obviously. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here today. Please welcome to our show as well, a member of the Ulta Beauty Design team, Beto Sanchez. Yay!
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. And so for those of you who don't know, I don't know what rock you're living under, but these are two of the members of the Ulta Beauty Design team who rocked the house when they won the Team of the Year. Are you so excited? Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you. I think we still have that excitement in us. Like a week or 2 weeks later, we're still like.
I'm in shock. I'm in shock. I mean, first of all, wow, what a moment. You know, and your fearless leader, Nick Stenson, I interviewed him on the red carpet, and he said, I really hope they win. Even though a team he sits on, right, was nominated, he was like, I really hope they win. And so what a joy, how exciting. So I'll start with you, Laura. How do you feel? I mean, what do you want to say? Ah!
It's so amazing. I honestly still get giddy when I think about it, because it's something we've all worked so hard on, and to see the team really come into their own, it's been amazing. I'm so grateful for Nick and the rest of the pro team. They have always done a great job at mentoring us and making us feel like we could really step out on our own. So I'm really grateful for that.
Oh, amazing. And I need to give you a moment. What was that moment like for you, Beto?
I mean, it was insane. Definitely one of the proudest moments of not just my career, but like, you know, the 15 of us career. Like, I think it's definitely something that, to me, I always feel very excited, but it means a lot of responsibility. You know, you have a NAHA award. When are you going to get the next one? And you got to start planning. But it was incredible. I sent the picture and I sent the video to my family in Mexico. Everybody was just so proud. So it was a really, really good moment. I still remember it. I still look at the video and I like find myself having that stupid laugh, like, oh, that was great.
I mean, I could feel the energy. It's almost like you knew some divine thing was about to happen. I could feel it as you walked onto the red carpet. Also, you were the biggest group I've ever had on the red carpet, but like, you could feel the energy. So again, congratulations. Beto, we'll start with you this time. How has, besides having crying parents who are so proud of you, how has winning an NAHA changed your life so far? Is it just now beginning?
Just like you're saying, I think it's just the beginning. It's not just entering, but being nominated and then winning. I feel like it's one of the most inspiring things. I was actually reading some of the comments about saying that our team is very inspiring. Like, we have that inspiration from other NAHA winners. I remember seeing Danielle Kiesling winning Hairstylist of the Year, and having our pro team members winning. So it's just like this feedback of inspiration, you know, like you just want to make sure that you're showing up, and you're showing up with strength and inspiration for everybody to just like follow that, and to let people know that if doing hair is your passion, like there's ways to do it and to show it, and to you know, even being recognized like this. So it was a pretty incredible moment. And you know, most of us on our team, like we posted that video where we had that moment, that when they said our name, and yeah, it was so exciting, so exciting. It's really inspiring. We love that moment, and being in NAHA and being a winner is just a great honor for us.
And I'm going to throw that question to you as well, Laura. I mean, any big changes? You got license plates that say NAHA winner?
They're coming in the mail.
Okay, good.
No, I would say the biggest change for me, and maybe the rest of the team, is I feel more confident and more like I can stand in my own power. And it's, you know, because of the amazing teammates that we have, that we were able to pull this off. So that, you know, we're just two of 15 that we come together and we make magic happen. And that's what you said. You felt that, because it's real. And when we're together, our energy is kind of infectious. We genuinely like each other. And so I would say nothing has changed physically, but internally, a lot of changes are happening. And I have a lot of dreams and hopes for the future. So.
Amazing. So I want to ask each of you this question, and then we'll dig into your collection. But there are a lot of folks who are just starting out. There are a lot of folks who aren't even hairdressers yet, or maybe thinking about going to beauty school. I mean, Pro Beauty Association is really the authority on all this. I'd like to find out how you started in the industry. Like, I was a little geek, you know, putting bleach on my mom's hair at 5 years old for bowling night. They just knew, right? They just knew this kid's gonna do hair. How did it start out for you, Laura?
Okay, so for me, I became a hairstylist kind of accidentally. I was definitely like a little geek, but I was the punk rock kid. Like, we were doing each other's mohawks and making leopard print on the side, and you know, at Sally's every other week, buying up all the Manic Panic, you know, just experimenting. Really, I've always told my clients I've made all the mistakes on my hair so that you don't have to.
Right.
So I was trying to figure out what to do after high school, and I didn't really have a lot of money to go to school. And my friend said, "Hey, why don't you go to hair school with me?" And I was like, "Oh, that could be cool while I figure out what I'm really going to do with my life."
Yeah.
So this was my like plan B, my backup plan. And now it's what I tell people when they don't know what they want to do. I'm like, get a trade, go to beauty school, be a massage therapist, like get in this industry, because we help people and we make people feel good about themselves.
That's the perfect reason. And it's just the natural evolution of a punk rock artist, right? It's like, this job is so, wait, I can wear what to work? Yes.
Right.
This is
The
me.
tattoos, the hair, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yes. Bye, corporate world. Same to you, Beto. How did you start out? We know it was Mexico City.
Yeah, I've honestly always liked hair. I used to play with my little sister to the Barbie dolls, and she was trying to do, you know, like the story and the telenovela with the Barbie dolls. And I'm like, let me just cut their hair and style it. And actually, something very funny that I remember, I used to love to play with those little ponies and put them underwater, because I love the movement of the hair and how it would move. It was crazy. I mean, that's actually my favorite type of hair up to date, and that's why actually this collection, I feel like it represented that, like flawless, just like bouncy, beautiful, airy type of hair. It's my favorite type of hair, and fortunately I grew up with my mom and my sister that let me play and experiment with their hair. And I've chosen that career since the moment I finished high school. So it's been, you know, quite a few years, 16 years to be precise, of being in the hair industry, and it's just for the love of hair in itself. Like, I love having that opportunity of like transforming the hair with color, with styling, and it's just passion for the craft.
That's amazing. So we got We got punk rock, My Little Pony, and telenovela in the same 2 minutes. I love this show so far. Okay, I'm gonna maybe we can banter here a little bit. You each take turns, maybe, you know, Beto, you've been at this a little bit longer. So tell us, what's the first step in one of these collections? We're putting together a collection. Where does it begin? What is the first step?
Well, you were talking about how we're like a big team, right? And we're very aware for that. Fortunately, we have a really great leader, Haley Kimball. She's our manager. She helps to like start giving us some ideas about what the direction it might be. Once we had that direction, we knew that we wanted to represent not just how tough of the last few years were for everybody, but also how we came out victorious from it. So that was a concept initially. We wanted a collection that showed that strength of like, we went through a lot, but you know what, we're victorious and we look gorgeous, and you know, always making the hair the hero. And I thought that it was a brilliant idea. And then you know, the leaders for every look or every model, we started shaping that idea. How could that be represented through hair, through some of the concepts, like what was the mood for, what was the type of colors that we were gonna use. And there were just like so many details. Also, Jen, our stylist, she was incredible at capturing that, the type of wardrobe that we needed. Richard, the photographer, he's always incredible at representing and really getting the idea of it. So we're just a team that is very cohesive, really tight, and we really respect each other's ideas.
Yeah. And for you, Laura, I mean, so how do you, it sounds like we get the ideas, they come from the top into the rest of the group, but when do you get to start sort of playing and developing that idea? How does that happen, Laura?
Yeah, so once we had a solid idea of what we wanted to do that we all felt really passionate about, and we, within our own groups, started to come up with those ideas, we then come back together with the team leads for each look and say, okay, what makes sense to go with? These are the models we've chosen. What makes sense with this model, or who wants to do this kind of look, who feels good about this? And then within those look leaders, we then take that back to the team and we start to look at those looks together and go, ooh, what if we did this? Ooh, what if we did that? And then brainstorm all in our own individual teams. And then we come back together all together as a team and edit and continue the process until we had something really solid and cohesive.
So it sounds like there's a lot of collaboration. So
a lot.
15 people, you probably, maybe you have one you want to not use, or you just go with 3, or how many looks do you shoot? Do you shoot it just in case? Do you shoot different options, or do you just know, I'll pass this back to you, Beto, do you just know these are the 3 or 5 looks we're going to do, and that's that?
Yeah, we book our models knowing that they're all going to be used for the collection. What ends up happening is that when we are actually working and executing in the studio where we're going to shoot, we are constantly checking on each other to see the proportions, the silhouettes, to make sure that everything's cohesive and it makes sense. You don't want any of the models to suddenly be like, hey, this doesn't look like part of the collection, you know? But I mean, it really goes, there's like weeks and weeks of planning for this. And then finally, when we are hands in hair with the models, it's just a constant like communication and being like, hey, maybe this shape can be a little smaller or a little bit larger. Again, our photographer, Richard, he's pretty good at like giving us direction as in like, hey, maybe this proportion can be moved different. Maybe we need a little bit more movement. Maybe we need to exaggerate it or like compress it a little bit. So I think we always book the models and know that we're going to use every single look. It's just constant communication the day of. And then on top of that, obviously being very meticulous about the little details and your model.
Yeah, and one thing I noticed is, and if there are teams or leaders of teams or members of teams or a salon member who's like, you know, I'm thinking about doing this, you know, do it when you're together. And you guys shot this. It's like it was a magic baby. You shot this at the NAHA's in Cosmoprof, Las Vegas. I saw ya, right? You rent this giant space. You've got hair and lipstick and wardrobe and backdrops. I remember seeing the silver. I feel like the whole backdrop was silver of some sort. I mean, you made it work, right? Because you were all there together. You didn't do it over time. You were like, we're here and we're getting it. What was it like, Laura, to be working at NAHA for a NAHA?
Yeah, I mean, we always make the most of every event we go to. Nick Stenson, you know, our fearless leader, he
Yeah.
is really strongly minded about that. We capture content at every event we go to. So it made perfect sense for us to do it at NAHA. Why not? You know, so we just
Yeah.
did our shoot, we shot everything, and then the next day we came back and helped the pro team with their looks for the actual NAHA show.
Yeah.
So it was just two beautiful, creative days of just creative work, you know, hands in
Yeah.
hair. And if
And
you're
that
standing
show,
around, there's plenty to do. You know, you can find
yeah.
something to do.
And that show, can I just take a minute and say, wow, with the piano. And as the host of the show, what are we going to do with that piano? Like, just rehearsing the piano was a moment. You guys really outdid yourself. That was amazing. So congratulations on a beautiful show at NAHA as well. I'm gonna dig in because it's like, I think 15 people, 3 to 5 models. There's a hierarchy. There's a lot. I mean, what's the biggest challenge of all this? Is it just like wanting to get in there? Is it just like knowing when to like let the group make a decision? Beth, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that exactly, like with such a big team, like one of the challenges is to make sure that all ideas match and that everybody's comfortable and feeling happy with what we're choosing.
Yeah.
And that's why there's so much planning behind it. It starts from calls and from emails, and then we get together in Zoom calls or in Teams calls.
Yeah.
And I would say that's probably the most challenging thing, just to make sure that everybody feels happy and comfortable with the concept, with the execution. But it's all about the planning, seriously. Like once we got to we were creating that collection in one of the rooms, the conference rooms from that hotel. We were next door to where the NAHA ceremony was. So like, it was kind of crazy because once we showed up there, we knew what we were gonna do. We knew what everybody had to do, what their skill was. If you were gonna braid, or if you wanna add extensions, or if you were gonna color, everything was just like very cohesive. So even if the biggest challenge is like meeting these ideas and making them match, communication and planning was just everything.
Yeah. Amazing. I mean, and biggest challenge for you, my dear Laura?
Yeah, so I think Beto said a lot, right? It's important not to have an ego when you're on a team this large and to make sure everyone's voice is heard. So I feel like the biggest challenge is knowing where your strengths lie and knowing where you need to rely on others. And that can be a challenge. It's not necessarily a difficulty. We didn't have a difficulty, but it's
Yeah.
important to know when to say, I'm going to pull back right now, because we all have amazing ideas. We're all really talented. And so it's like, just because I have an amazing idea doesn't mean it needs to be the idea that wins today. So
Yeah.
not that that's a problem at all, because like if you have 15 people and everybody has an amazing idea, then you have 15 amazing ideas and not one cohesive collection. So it's
Yeah.
making sure everyone's voice is heard and everyone feels represented and valued in the team.
That's amazing. And that's a winning attitude, folks. They didn't say, oh, I hate it when she does this and I didn't get to do that. It's
Yeah.
like, I love your positivity. So speaking of positive, do you have it in you? Are you gonna enter again?
Oh, 100%.
I'm on fire. Let's do it. Can we do it today? Let's do it.
So it
Once
is
this
gonna
started,
happen.
there's
We are gonna see
nothing.
another collection from the Ulta Beauty Design team.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think so.
Okay. I look
Yep. You
forward
heard
to
it
seeing
here
that.
first.
We won the last one. I think that we have the benefit of like trying again until we
Yeah,
get
we
the
have
next,
to.
you know.
Yeah, I think it should be required. It should be mandatory. You can't just win and stop, right? You have to keep going. So do you want to give us a sneak teaser about what's inspiring you, or?
We really haven't gotten together to like see what the next collection would look like. We do plan it a few months in advance when we're gonna shoot, but as you know, Michael, Shaun, like there's just so many shows happening right now, and we're all really busy working those shows. We just had America's Beauty Show in Chicago. We have Premiere Orlando. We have our Ulta events. Both Laura and I are actually educators for a couple different brands, so it's like the schedule right now with travel is busy. So we want to make sure that the time that we get together and we start like sharing these ideas, it's something that is very well thought of, and it really well planned. But we haven't really like talked about it yet. So I guess we can give you some ideas once we get together as a team and start planning all this.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm surprised Nick hasn't already had you shoot it at America's Beauty Show, right? He's got you together.
He's going to have us shooting at Premiere Orlando. You know?
I bet you shoot it Premiere. Well, maybe the sexiness of Florida and the heat and the tropical air. So, speaking of Ulta teams, I mean, you're a member of a bigger team, which is just the Ulta companies and the Ulta salons, which I have so much love for, as the global creative of Living Proof. By the way, Living Proof is on your stations right now. We just did a salon takeover, so ask the mouse if you need to know what something does. But
I'm gonna hold you to that.
yes, please DM me. You're like, what is a 5-in-1? It's everything you want. Trust me. So let's give some love to those Ulta teams. First of all, what has been being on the Ulta design team done to really, you know, is it, I don't know whether it's educate you or to shape your career or shape your direction. Laura, I'll have you go first.
Yeah, so being on the Ulta Beauty design team has really helped me shape who I am as an artist. I remember my first day at my first Ulta Beauty design team training, and I was around all these other amazing stylists and listing off their accolades and the things they had done already. And I was just like, why am I here? Like, these people are amazing. Why am I here? And it took a while for me to really figure out that they could see something in me, and now I can finally see it in myself. So it's brought a lot of confidence to me as an individual, not only as a stylist behind the chair, but as an individual. And then, you know, being a part of the larger Ulta Beauty salon team, I'm a stylist behind the chair when I'm not traveling and educating. I am behind the chair with a full clientele, and that presents its own challenges, but Ulta Beauty has helped me financially secure my place as a stylist in the Atlanta community. And without the pro team and meeting them, I would not have the career I have as a texture artist, which has led me on a whole other journey of DEI. And now I'm influencing other areas in the L'Oreal professional community. I'm in a DEI circle there. And so that's a really huge part of my life and my career as a stylist. And all of that is because of being on the Ulta Beauty team.
Amazing. So you're happy with the changes we've made to the NAHA categories?
I am ecstatic.
We're pretty proud ourselves. We consider ourselves ahead of that, and it's like if you're not there, you're just left behind, right? I mean, you're just literally, it's not if, it's now. It's not when, it's now. So that's amazing to hear. Same question to you. What is being on the design team and or in the Ulta salons done to really shape your career, Beto?
I think one of the most important things is really getting like involved in this culture that we have as a company. It hasn't been just like changed my personal life because of the way I see things, but also the way we work and interact with our coworkers, our salon teammates, the rest of the, you know, district educators, like all this whole like teams of education and inspiration that we have at Ulta. It's been really easy to connect with them. Just like Laura was saying, there's no egos, and the culture of the companies is very like, it's based on that. It's not just diversity and inclusion, but it's also a lot of like teamwork and like artists supporting artists. So that has definitely changed the way I feel. Like my clients have noticed it. Like they look the way our coworkers and I interact, and they're like, you guys have an amazing team. And I'm like, you know what, like it actually happens all the time when we're together also from other brands and from other people that see us working, we get the same feedback. And in fact, that's the reason why I wanted to be part of the design team, because I was working an educational event with one of my brands, Wella, and I saw the design team working with a pro team, and I was like, who are these people? Like they literally just look like friends that are there to like, you know, hold each other hand and help each other to build their skills and all that. Like Justin is just saying hi, hi Justin.
Hi,
Hi,
Justin.
I
Justin.
saw some of our teammates in there, so thank you for
I
the
saw
love,
Tina
teammate.
earlier too.
See you on Tuesday, Justin.
Yeah, it's a pretty incredible culture. I feel like I always have a really great time with the way we build our teams. And just like Laura was saying, also like the opportunity to develop in any area that you want in your career. If it's education, if it's you know, a top stylist, if you want to focus on editorial, there's just so many opportunities for people that just start their careers. And a lot of them actually have thanked me on DMs about like, thank you for showing me what Ulta is about, because I've got the job of my dreams. And I'm like, I'm so happy that you're joining this train, because I am that person, you know. The best job I've ever had in my career, and I'm like really happy to be part of this team.
Oh, amazing. The Jill Ray is giving props and actually managed for Ulta for 5 years, and this team inspired her. So I'm sure they love you back. And that's the thing.
We love you too.
People love Ulta. So we have time for one of you to answer this. I'm sure it's probably the same process for both of you. How can someone audition for the Ulta beauty design team? Who wants to take it?
Laura can take it.
You want to take it? Okay.
You were the design team first, so I give it to you.
Punk rockers are usually pretty quiet, you know. So
Yeah, you know. So the Ulta Beauty Design team does hold open auditions. It's been a little different since after the pandemic, but I would say keep in contact with us, and when those auditions are open, you know, we are always ready to welcome new team members to our company. And you don't necessarily have to already work for Ulta Beauty to audition for the Ulta Beauty Design team. So that's something, if you're thinking, is that an obstacle? No, it's not. But, you know, once you're on the team, you got to come work with us because we want you here. But something that we're really excited about, and I'm excited to see what the audition process looks like. And if you have questions about how to prepare for that, you know, our DMs are open to you. You can reach out to us, and we're always excited to help new stylists join our team. So.
And Beto, I don't want to put you on the spot to maybe either of you know, if somebody's like, this Ulta sounds right for me. I've been locked up in a salon suite all by myself. I miss humans. I miss creativity. I miss interaction. Mm-hmm. How do I join the Ulta team, the salons? Is there anything we can share in text where people can find out more?
Well, you can always go to careers.ulta.com, and also, something that a lot of people don't know, every single Ulta Beauty store has a salon. So feel free to walk in the salon, talk to the manager, talk to the stylist. Everybody's going to be more than happy to help you. On the website, there's also links so you can apply for the different careers that we have. Marisa just confirming careers.ulta.com. And here I'm going to pull an actual joke. I am living proof of that hairstylist that wanted to be part of the Ulta team and join the team and join the salon team as a full-time hairstylist. And I've literally never been happier with my career. So if you have any questions, feel free to DM us and ask whatever you need to ask. But every single Ulta store has a salon where you can apply.
I love it. And it's always so friendly when you walk in there. It's just full of people who care. And yes, you are living proof. We're so proud to be in there and be #1 in your retail area. Laura, any final thoughts, words of wisdom to our beautiful viewers here today as we near the end of our chat?
You know, I just want to say thank you to you, Michael, Shaun, and to Pro Beauty Association for having us on. And, you know, if you have more questions or you have specific things you want to talk to us about, feel free to reach out to Beto or I. You know, we're here for you. And I'm just so grateful for this opportunity. So thank you.
Thank you. And make sure you can click, I think they can click on your face and get your Instagram. So follow you. Everybody follow each other, follow this creativity. Beto, I'll let you take it away. Any words of inspiration from an inspiring guy and big winners of the night for the team of the year?
I guess nothing more than just, if hair is your passion, there's so many careers where you can explore these possibilities. Like coming from Mexico City, I never really thought that I would have the opportunity to win an award as prestigious as NAHA. And then on top of that, like there's so many opportunities in education. If you want to be a stage stylist and work in photo shoots and all that, there's so many opportunities. And so like, look for the best option. For me, Ulta has been the best option that I've had. For these opportunities, and just do it. Like sometimes you overthink everything, and you think about the steps and what it takes, and you doubt yourself. Just do it. Like put your work out there, and like people will follow and they'll like it, and I'm pretty sure that that's how you get to where you want to be in your career.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing less can happen than if you do nothing, right? So do something and something might happen. If you do nothing, absolutely nothing will join you. I really appreciate and want to send love to Ulta as well. I want to thank them for their continued support of this nonprofit organization, the Professional Beauty Association. I want to thank the two of you for being just such lovely guests. I can't wait to get to know both of you more. Either if I'm in Chicago or Atlanta. By the way, I did an event in Atlanta maybe 3 years ago where I was throwing cornstarch all over the stage. Maybe you were at that. I think it was a training. You had this massive training for all your educators. It's so good to connect with you. If you're ever in LA, come see me. Folks of you who are watching, if you missed any of this, we're going to repost it into our, I think it's just Reels now it goes into. Did they take away TV? We're going to have more creative conversations. We have more creative conversations featuring Ulta members coming up next week. So make sure you catch that. And as always, if you missed anything, if you want to see anything NAHA, where do you go? probeauty.org/NAHA. Thank you again, Beto. Thank you again, Laura. It's so lovely to see you. And again, congratulations on your amazing award. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.